You've got 7 nations vote for this amendment, 7 nations vote against, and I guess, what was it, Sweden that abstains? It's a 7-7 tie, doesn't pass. Clearly, when you look at these South American and Central American countries, you got many of them that are now being overtaken by socialist communist regimes. And this is what you're talking about when you're getting cozied up with China. You made mention of the Belt and Road Initiative. It's basically a loan shark program. China gives you these loans that cannot be repaid, and then China basically takes back all of this property, and they basically control you.
Look at Taliban. CCP is basically recognizing, giving Taliban a diplomatic recognition. They established their embassy, they exchange diplomatic staff. But look at how CCP took over Taliban, no different than how CCP took over Middle East, took over the African countries like Djibouti, like Algeria, like Egypt. Just take a look. They corrupt those leaders, make them rulers forever. Okay, then they export arms, they export surveillance, digital surveillance systems, and digital currency system. Look at who is most advanced in government, central bank, digital currency. Caribbean countries, you were never ever thought about. We talk about Antigua, but you know what? The Eastern Caribbean Bank, which composed of 7 nations, they have already issued retail CBDC. So these are the rulers. They're going to rule their country forever. These all bought out, and they actually form a one-world order ruling class. The peoples are being squashed. All those U.S. technologies that you thought that will be serving humanity are actually using to create those military-grade weapons to use against protests, dissidents, and to use against to blackmail politicians, to coerce people. So stop helping the CCP. Stop exporting those governance model, because if you don't pay attention, you will lose your freedom very soon. Because look around the world. That's why United States, Americans needs to pay attention to foreign policies.
When you look at what they're also doing at the same time and funding all of these organizations, we call them non-governmental organizations, these so-called nonprofits that under the guise of do-gooders, they're really quite the destroyers in America by sowing discourse and division, basically importing poverty and criminals into the United States just to cause chaos here. A couple of those organizations are Open Societies Foundation. That's a George Soros deal. The Tides Foundation is another one that has been widely accused of sowing this chaos in the United States. These organizations funded also in part by the Chinese Communist Party.